Before we get into today's trading tips, I want to tell you a little bit about my family history. I'm a second-generation immigrant. My parents immigrated from Vietnam. My family is Chinese, but my father changed his last name while living in Saigon to assimilate. During the Vietnam War, their entire family fled Saigon, now Ho Chi Minh City, and settled in different parts of the world. Some in Asia, in countries like Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, and some even stayed in Vietnam, while others settled in North America, in the US, and Canada. It wasn't under the best of circumstances, but I am blessed to say now that I have family all around the world. Now, there's one country in particular that has always been dear to my heart, and if you've met me at a conference in Asia, you may know that I have a soft spot for Singapore. For the moment that I land, I am embarked by the warmth of the country and its people, and I feel like I've returned home, largely because I have family in Singapore, and I've been traveling there since Lee Kuan Yew was Prime Minister. Also, Asia is my favorite trading session to trade. It's my favorite part of the world and my favorite trading session to trade. Some experts will tell you, avoid Asia. Don't trade it because liquidity is low, there's nothing going on, and spreads can be wide. But we at BK Forex tend to make the most money with the most accurate trades during the Asia session because we know how to trade it right. There are 3 secrets to trading the Asia session: fade data releases, ride US flow, and capitalize on bigger moves in the Aussie Kiwi crosses. Fade data releases means to fade the data, don't follow it. We recognize that the participation in Asia is less than in North America. So when data is released, more often than not, the move peaks after the data release. And fading the move is usually much smarter than trying to ride it in the hopes of continuation. Now, if there's a continuation, it tends to not happen until the London Open. A good example was the last Australian employment report. It was a blowout number, 366,000 versus 200,000 expected, a record-breaking release. The Australian dollar spiked higher when the number came out, which makes sense. And if you bought it thinking this is such a record-breaking number, you did get continuation, but only about 10 to 12 pips, which probably wouldn't have been enough for you to take profits. Then it range traded. It did nothing before it dropped. And then after dropping, it waited to power higher at the London Open. This is very important to remember ahead of this week's Australian jobs report, which is that, the move tends to peak after the release, and then you don't get the second leg until the London Open. And between then, the chance of a retrace is much greater than continuation. Number 2, capitalize on continuation in U.S. flows. This is a big one. If there's a big move like the U.S. dollar sell-off after U.S. CPI this week, there tends to be continuation in Asia. We saw that in the Euro-dollar chart, like you see here, where we had a big rally and then followed by continuation in Asia, and also in this dollar-yen chart, where you had a sell-off in the dollar against the Japanese yen and then continuation in Asia. Now, some of you may be confused as to why we had a really good US CPI report and the dollar actually fell. And that was because the CPI number is thought to have peaked in December. But even if you didn't understand that, you saw the move and you understood the move, which is that the dollar declined. So, capitalizing on continuation in Asia means that you're riding that move when Asian traders wake up. The best continuation moves are actually in the crosses during the Asia session, like this Euro-Kiwi trade. Euro-Kiwi broke down sharply after the US CPI, and then range traded once the dust settled. If you shorted in Asia, there was further continuation to the tune of 50 pips. My ZIP strategy trades continuation, which is why it does so well in Asia. Third, the biggest opportunities in early Asia are in the Aussie-Kiwi crosses against Euro, CAD, and the Swiss franc, because those currencies tend to move less as the focus is on the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. So you can get some nice exaggerated moves in pairs like Euro-Kiwi, Euro-Aussie, Aussie-CAD, or Kiwi-Swiss. There are so many times that I lay out Aussie-Kiwi cross trades and wake up to profits. CAD pairs are also very trending. I like to catch up to the Australian dollar and Kiwi dollar during the Asia session, which means that when you see those moves in the Aussie-Kiwi crosses and you're not seeing much move in the Canadian dollar crosses, you can probably take a similar trade and wait for that continuation to happen during Europe. Personally, I trade better in Asia, also because I'm more relaxed. And if my trades hit profit target during the Asia session when I'm awake, great. If they don't, I will just hold them overnight. And more often than not, I'm waking up to profits. We did very well this week during the Asia and New York sessions. We made 152 pips in the Forex day trades, easily exceeding our 100 pip target. Most of our pips are made at the beginning of the week, which is what tends to happen because I trade more aggressively from the week and more defensively in profit protection mode later in the week. This is the second week of the new year and the second time in January that we've hit our profit target, which is basically on track with what we've done over the past year in 2021. We caught some really nice gold trades as well, not as much continuation as the week prior, but enough to hit our first targets. Boris did a great job trading during the New York and Asia Power Hour, making over 335 pips trading indices, Forex, and crypto 1 hour a day. So, at the end of the day, here at BK, we trade very well because trading well during the Asia sessions means knowing when to trade, what to trade, and how to trade it. The reason why our Asia session trades are so successful is because our strategies come from years of experience. Zip and bounce is years of love and live testing, back testing, and now active trading. Asia is the best session for many people, including those of you in North America who are just getting off work and our friends in Asia who are just waking up. So if you want to make money trading Asia, I invite you to check out and join us at bkforex.com.